Yo, yo, yo!
Welcome on back.
Welcome back to our channel. So, we have progressed quite a little bit actually since...
From the last video.
Which was the paneling video.
That was yesterday for us. So,
yeah,
this is what we've done since then.
A lot. Okay, you ready, Miles? You ready?
Yeah,
ready for the big reveal? Dun, dun, dun.
So, we've got our wall, which is blocking off the driving seat, and on there we've got our overhead wall units, which I have cut lovely and fitted. But we are kind of coming up with different ideas on what we want to do with these, because they stick out a long way, and the reason they stick out a long way is because we've got the cooker going in here. Why can't that go further back, the oven?
Because it's that deep.
No, but I swear it was like falling down the back as if it could go further back.
Oh, should we have a look?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Bear with, guys. We'll be back. Slide through. Okay, up. Okay.
Right, that.
Yeah, no, you can't really go back.
There. No?
I mean, if there's a gap here, but here is touching the wall, this flap.
Oh, I've done that for a reason then, haven't I?
We had to just double check our measurements for the oven because it's really deep, which is meaning that our cupboards are sticking out quite a lot.
Which is
and
meaning?
Also below, which means below we've got the sink and the tap, so it might just be a little bit of a duck to wash up, but that's okay. But the cupboards next to it, are going to be for like plates and cutlery, not cutlery, but like plates and cups, and so we're going to make them like.
No!
Have you finished?
Woo! Poppy, come here!
Poppy's our assistant.
Poppy's in the cupboard.
Yeah, the cupboard's next to the oven. We're going to make slightly further back, so not quite as deep.
What you haven't seen is the bed lift.
Oh, here we go. Are we going to show them in this video?
Yeah.
Guys, you're in for a treat.
Right, guys, this is our bed up in the air. This is a design that I came up with some help of my friends. We've managed to save hundreds, maybe even thousands of pounds on this because we've managed to do it a different way from buying one of these Happy Jack beds. Right now, we haven't got the rollers on the underside of the bed for the bed lift to actually work, but I will be able to show you kind of how it is going to work. So over there we've got the winch, which will have this strap wrapped around, and then over here we're going to have a mounting point. Right now we just got the hook on the strap, but we're going to have a mounting point up in here in the framework, and underneath the bed there's going to be these rollers to help this strap roll freely when it pulls up and down. And on the back here we've got our linear rails which go up and down, and that just helps hold everything square as the motor turns the thing up and down. So up here there's going to be a switch, and that's going to allow the motor to go up and down, and quite simply it will reenact what I'm going to do with my hands here, but remember there's no rollers, so there's a lot of friction on the frame, so it's not working perfectly at the minute. But if I let go of the rope, bed drops somewhere about there, I think we were going to say. We haven't decided yet because we need to build the
There'll be 2
benches underneath,
top of the wheel arch
and then this will sit down on the
at
benches.
night time, and then
So
at
that is
daytime-
solid. And then by the click of a button, when this motor turns, again remember there's no rollers on here, so it's a little bit stiff.
That will be a lot easier.
And it will pull a bit more together rather than friction on there pulling and then this bit catching up afterwards. So that's the idea basically. You know, if you can do it, literally this winch has cost us 60 quid. The framework is this aluminium extrusion. It's quite expensive. I think that was like 150 quid just for this framework. These linear rails were 60 quid for the 2. And to be fair, we did kind of rob some metal work from a friend and weld up some plates for it all to fit. But yeah, what's that all together, Luce?
300 quid, 400 quid?
Yeah.
No more. Definitely no more than £500.
And also, we're going to have plywood on this frame, obviously so the mattress doesn't flop through it. And that's going to hold everything a little bit more rigid as it goes up and down. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. Things are changing around here.
Ooh.
Cooker is not installed, it's just fitted, which is good. So it's got a lifty lid, and there is a tray that would go in there. It's just a really cool option to have an oven in the van, I think.
So guys, we have kind of finished what we wanted to finish today. We have bolted this framework onto the panelling of the van so it's nice and secure. And then we've done a timber frame to create our cupboard for the oven, which you saw in the clip just before. And then this is going to be a storage cupboard / plates, cups, bowls, which is going to be above our hob. So it's quite nice because as you're cooking here, you're not banging your head. Where here it's a bit of a, it's going to be a little bit tricky with the sink, but not too bad because mainly we'll be using this side for the cooking. And then here we've done just put a little insert of some ply inside so it separates between the oven and the cupboard. This side obviously you won't see because the oven's going to be in there. And then on this side, if I take you round, it's quite a neat finished look, and then we'll just paint that whatever colour we decide so it looks nice and neat when you open the doors. Obviously we need to do the doors, and here we're going to add some sort of, not really sure yet, but maybe like some tongue and groove or some sort of finish here. And then underneath we're going to have LED lights that run all the way through like this. So when you're in the kitchen area either cooking or washing up, we'll have a switch to turn these on and it will just be lit up here, which is nice if you don't want the whole van to be lit up. But yeah, I think we've done a really good job today. Groovy, groovy.
How solid is it, Luce?
Oh yeah, it's very solid. Look. That ain't going nowhere. We're just making some decisions on the van. So we've got to this stage, let me turn you around. So we've got to this stage where we've realised basically the height of this bench is actually quite high because of the water tank. I think we've already told you that, but it's a little bit uncomfortable when you're sat on because your feet can't touch the floor, and we're quite tall people. They can, like just. And we're quite tall people, so we're deciding whether this side we want to have the bench at the same height so it's even, or a little bit smaller, and then people who are slightly shorter or even us can sit on this side and it be a bit more comfier.
I think it's got to be that height, the other side.
Oh, but we're just checking out because our inverter's got to go that side, so it kind of has to be the height of that size.
We have fitted the left side. Like Lucy said earlier, this side is very high, because of the water tank, and literally we've got that, so it's sat perfectly on top without any space underneath. So there will be obviously some framing going in here supporting all this, but that is as minimum height we can go, but it's quite high. So we didn't really want to, because of like looks and aspects and stuff, we wanted these to be the same height, but in terms of comfort, you want a bench that you can actually sit at and be comfortable. We need to start installing stuff into these cabinets, because I'm not going to be able to access them so well, like electrics, cables, water pumps. The diesel heater, this thing needs moving because it's in the way of the diesel heater, and then we can carry on building the rest of these. But what we can do is fit the floor. Not flooring this or anything else, because it's all going to be under units, and this flooring has cost us £127, was it this?
Yeah, it's so expensive.
Literally nuts. But I have fitted it in a fair few clients' houses, and I know it is
decent,
the best. Like, long lasting. You can run a knife over it and you would scratch it, but you wouldn't see it. It's just, it ticks all the boxes. And there's no MDF or like wood in there to swell up and break. It's literally solid. So that's what we're doing now. We're going to put the floor down. You guys are going to see it. But the really cool thing is we can like actually get a feel for the van now.
Really
it's all built out.
And we keep saying this, it's looking like a camper van now, but it generally is, and it's really exciting, because when we bought it, it was literally just a van, nothing inside. Obviously you've seen the journey.
Oh, I can't wait to get lights in as well.
I know. We've got the lights. We'll show you the lights. Here we go.
Look at these.
So, I don't know if we've told them that we've changed to spotlights. Originally, we were going for LED strips on the ceiling and around the kitchen and the floor. Then basically, the LED strips that came, they weren't very great, and the fitting for them didn't work. So we sent them back, got a refund. So then we were looking at new LED strips. And then we kind of had the conversation on whether they would actually look nice on the ceiling or not.
They'll be a bit blinding.
A bit blinding, and I quite like in the evening having like a bit of a dim light, or like just a bedside reading light if you're just reading a book. And we kind of wanted to create the different moods of like daytime and then like evening chill glow. So we decided that for the ceiling we're going to do spotlights instead.
Yeah. So we got these,
and they're dimmable, which is what we want.
Awesome, because the bezel around the edge is touch. So simply, when it's on with the switch, when you turn all your lights on, you can touch it to turn it off, so you can individually turn them off if you want to.
Which is what we want. Or
you can hold your finger on them and it will dim them down. However, they hold their memory as well. So when whatever setting you have it on, say you've got it on a dim mode, and you flick the switch off, it's going to hold that memory that it's a dim light. So if we found it was too light in there, we could dim some of them down. Yeah. And then whenever we turn the switch on and off, some of them are going to be dimmed.
So we're pretty happy with that. And then we're going to stick to we've got an LED strip for around the kitchen, which we're going to stick to, because that does look quite snazzy around the kitchen, like when you're cooking. Snazzy.
30 years warranty.
It is.
Look at that.
Yeah, that is good. It's rigid luxury vinyl, and it's got the underlay in it, which is brilliant, because I didn't need to buy that separately. And it's timeless oak colour, pattern, whatever you want to call it, shade.
Look at those.
And it is really nice.
So that's the underlay built into the back of it. So that's going to help run over any screws that are sticking up, any bumps and lumps. Really thin, so you're not getting loads of head height. They're just all round amazing. Right, so to start this off, we need to get a perfect straight line down the middle of the van to then work off both sides. These are two pieces clicked together. I'm going to add on a third to make it the full length of the van, and then with that I'm going to measure off stuff and make sure we got it perfectly central, and then from there we can keep adding on. And what we're going to do to make sure they're not the cut correctly at the other end is sail them a little bit further that way, so then when we are finished we can get a nice straight edge, mark them all and chop them off with like a multi-tool or a knife again, and that way we know we're going to be perfectly good. So in between our two benches here we found our centre line, and what I've done is I've taken the offcut that we've got from our long length here and I've just placed it on the side and then marked it, done another one, marked it, and worked out how much I'm going to have going up into the side of these units and into the back of the and into the sliding door, because it's important I'm left with a decent size and not just a little strip, otherwise that will just keep snapping off because the tongue and groove wouldn't be able to hold over a small little strip.
And it will look silly.
So we've worked it all out and we're left with at least just over half a strip, and on the door we've got about 3/4 of a strip. We're all good, we're ready to go. Good morning again, guys. Okay, it's Sunday now, so the following day, and we have got so far with the floor. I'll show you. Here we go. Really happy with the colour and how it's going down. I'm just getting a little bit panicky about how many planks I've got left, because I really don't want to buy a new pack just for one plank. I think we might be okay, but we're tight. It's getting close. I've just picked up this morning some corner protectors which will go along this sliding door and along the back doors, so when you're getting in and out of the van you're not scuffing the edge of the vinyl. It will just be the metal taking all the impact. So that's good, and I'm going to continue laying the floor today. Okay, so the floor is all cut and I've fitted the sliding doors angled protector going onto the flooring here. So there's a grippy pad as you get out, and then there's a smooth down riser there which goes down to the van metal. I've tried to cut them pretty tight. I mean, there's a gap here, but there's a board going over there, so I'm not fussed. And around here I tried to do a little bit of a scribe, but it was quite tricky because obviously I only had so much of a length. I couldn't get it right in there to get a decent scribe. But I got a cover here which will go over all of that and hide all of that in the corner. Here on the back I've left them flying a little bit long, so I'm just going to put a level across those, cut them to where I want them, and then I'll screw down that bar for the back, which I've got here. Okay guys, so when I'm cutting this trim, I'm trying to make sure that the screw holes that I'm going to be using are going to be kind of identical both sides, because otherwise it will look just odd. So I've got 960mm. So I'm going to divide 960mm, which is 450, 470, and I'm going to take a screw hole line here, and I'm going to shoot off 470 that way and 470 that way, and then that should keep me nice and even with my screw holes. 960 divided by 2 is actually 480. So that would have been wrong. I'm going to do it again. Always measure twice and cut once. I've already forgotten the measurement. 460, 480. I'm happy with what that's gone in. I'm really happy with this line going along the back. I think it looks super sleek. In theory now, these drawers should open without hitting the floor at all. When that's fixed in the back, you should be able to put a fair bit of weight in there, and it won't. It's not hitting the floor, which I'm happy with. But this flooring though, I'm very happy. So there we are, that's all we've really got for today.
the flooring's down. I got some other bits to do today, so I'm packing up now. Get my tools back in for Monday for work, and I think in the weekdays, I'm gonna do some late nights here, and I really want to get this wrapped up soon because it's getting to that point now where it's like really exciting. Every little thing you put in is like, oh yeah, and I'm getting really excited with it, but I wanna get it done. I just want to take it out and use it. Just imagine through those doors, sea, lakes, mountains, anything. It's going to be awesome when it's done. I can see it. I can see it all coming together. Right, I'll see you guys soon. Make sure you like and subscribe now. Trying to build up that, that community for Peggy B. And I'll catch you guys laters.